Hi everyone, it's your girl Kunda. I'm your host for the Progress Driven channel, and welcome to this week's show, the show where we push for personal progress and prosperity. And nobody can hear you go. So I'm super excited to be with you here today because I've been waiting for forever to have this conversation with you. Let's talk agriculture. Yay! So the thing is, I've been working on a project for a few months now. So let me just start with this year. One of my goals was to go into agriculture, but I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So last year, all I know is someone I know was selling sheep, and the people that the person sold sheep to were actually off taking and then taking it to Kasumbalesa to sell. And I thought, that sounds like a good idea. And I wanted to see how I could fit into that, and I thought maybe I should start a farming project and maybe I can start growing sheep. And I started doing research on it and I was excited about it. So I decided, okay, I will start farming. I will go into agriculture. That was the first thing that happened this year. That was one of my goals this year. But then I didn't actually do anything with it for like 3 months. I did the research. I knew what I needed to do, but it sounded a bit, I think I was scared, and maybe I just didn't believe in the project that much. So I really didn't do anything with it. And I remember in March, a friend of mine confronted me about it because I'd been talking about this project and I was excited. You know how it is when you have an idea and then you're thinking, I can actually do this. Then you become pumped, you become excited, you're talking about it, and then all of a sudden, you do nothing about it, and then it slowly just creeps away from you, and before you know it, time has passed and you haven't done anything about the idea. That's the phase I was in, and this friend of mine confronted me about it, and it made me feel a bit uncomfortable because I felt like I was letting myself down. I was letting my goals down, but I didn't take it too personal. But again, this year, I was privileged to work on a project with the Z farmer, Maria Zalomes. And while working with her on a project, I visited her farm. I got to see what she was doing, and I was just inspired. I was really inspired by the work she's doing. And I was thinking to myself, I remember calling my dad and telling him about her work and everything she was doing, and he thought like she's one ambitious person. And that's the kind of energy you get when you're actually hanging around her. You just you can't leave a conversation with her and feel empty. You feel pumped to do something big. So I started thinking again, I want to do something with agriculture, but what can I do that I think is a good fit for me? Then I thought chickens. And I started researching on how to grow chickens. I had to figure out what kind of chickens I wanted to grow. Where am I going to sell them? Who's my market target? I had to go through all those things for me to make the decision. And eventually I did, and I started a chicken project. And I had to start from the beginning. I had to start with building a chicken run. I had to go to research how to grow the chickens. And let me tell you, it hasn't been an easy experience. So I had to be creative in the way that I went about with the project. And one of the things that I had to do, and this is something now that I really believe in and I encourage everyone, because I feel like the most successful ventures I've had were all partnerships. So I had to partner with someone, and in this project I've actually partnered with my dad. And so if you want to start a project, sometimes you may have the resources but you don't have the time. Sometimes you may not have the resources but you have the time. Or sometimes you may have part of the expertise but you don't have all of them. It's a good idea for you to partner with someone. Find someone you can work on a project with, because at the end of the day, you may have an idea, live with it for 10 years, never do anything with it. That's thousands of kwacha lost. Maybe even millions of kwacha. But if you got that idea, shared it with someone, partnered with someone, implemented it, you may have to share the spoils at the end of the day, but it will be out there, it will be done, it will be in your CV, it will be part of your history. So if you have an idea, I encourage you strongly to partner with someone if you can't do it all by yourself. And that's what I did. And I've been working on this project, and It's one of those projects where sometimes you actually felt like crying, because while it's been, I think it was especially this first cycle that we were the first intake of chickens, it's just been old school. I won't even lie to you. Even yesterday I was still on Google researching and finding documentation on certain things so that I do it right. So we've been doing a lot of research, we've been doing a lot of consulting, we've been doing a lot of learning and unlearning, and we've made a lot of mistakes. Some mistakes have cost us chickens, but it's been part of the journey, it's been part of the process. I've lost a lot of chickens, but I'm very excited because this week I'll be harvesting. So I am super excited about it. So this week we'll be selling the chickens, and I'm very excited because it's been a long 3+ months, and then it hasn't been an easy journey for me, but it's been very enlightening, it's been educative, and it's been exciting. And I already have actually a second intake of chickens, which are like 4 weeks this week. So and with these, all the lessons that we learned from the first intake, we've applied to this intake. And let me tell you, we haven't even lost not even a single chicken. We haven't lost a single chicken. They look healthier than the first intake. They look bigger, like they look happier. They look... I never thought I'd ever enjoy watching chicken videos. But if you catch me sometimes on my tablet, all I'm doing is watching chicken videos. Because I'm just like, even their noise sounds like music to me. They look healthy, they look happy. Like, it's just nice watching them. I don't get to be on the farm as much as I would love to, but and the time that I'm on the farm, it's like, it's bliss for me. So what do I hope that you learn from my experience starting this project? If you have a goal, don't just, it may not happen the way you want it. You may not get the results that it may not happen the way you want it, but just stay with it, stick with it, be open to it changing. Like, I wanted to start sheep this year, but I ended up starting chicken. So you have to be flexible, be fluid, just know what you want to get in the end and see if whatever you start will get you there. And then as you go through the project, if you can partner with, number 2, if you can partner with anyone, find someone you can partner with. You don't have to do it all on your own. Sometimes you may have the time but not have the resources. Sometimes you have the resources and not have the time. Like, just find what works for you and find people who can support you on this journey. And I'm grateful to everyone who's been there supporting me on this journey. And then number 3, it's not going to be easy. Sometimes you're going to lose certain things, you're going to make mistakes, and they're going to cost you money, they're going to cost you time, they're going to cost you even the product itself. So you have to have a lot of patience with yourself. You have to trust the process. And that's the one thing that I've learned about agriculture. Like, agriculture, things don't happen like that. You don't plant today and harvest tomorrow. You have to have the patience to wait. You have to let the rain do its work. You have to learn that things will grow when they grow. They will take their time. So you have to have a lot of patience. So I encourage you to have a lot of patience in whatever project you're doing, whether it's agriculture or not. And to all the young people out there who are thinking of going into agriculture, like, I strongly encourage you to go into agriculture. Find a product, whether it's animal farming or crop growing, find something that works for you, but become an active participant in agriculture. Because people who are actually in agriculture are actually cashing in. And that's one thing I've learned. And I just thought, I want part of that pie. Like, I really do want part of that pie. So if you're young, you've got either the resources, if you have the resources, get active, start participating in agriculture. There's a lot to be gained and there's a lot to be done. Like, the industry is still quite very young in Zambia. So there's a lot that you can gain from it. And by the time, my thinking is, if I'm starting at my age, by the time I'm retiring or I'm turning like 60 or 70, I'll be an expert. Like, I'll be an expert. And I feel like it's the best decision I could have made in my youth. So I'm excited that I'm going into agriculture, and I hope to last a long time in this sector. So, with all the love in the world, I hope you've enjoyed this week's show. And until next week, I love you all. Take care and bye bye.